Welcome back. This is Rockman Mosby, and welcome back to the channel. And just to jump straight into it, what's the one thing that if you did, you can change your life? Literally change your life from whatever your life is right now. If you want to make $1 million a year, if you want to make just live the life for your dreams, have the freedom, take the trips, go where you want to go, or work the job that you want to work, your dream job, whatever it is. What's the one thing that if you did, you can change all of that? So I want to share that with you because it has changed my life. And just to kind of give you some background about myself, when I first started studying this information, I wasn't in a good place. I was always a happy person, but as far as if you was to grade me by the things that was showing up in my life financially, I wasn't in a good place. I didn't live in a good neighborhood. I live in a very rough part of the neighborhood. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I was in a rough area, and I wanted to live better, And I was watching all of these, reading books, watching the DVDs. Well, it's streaming now, so just give you a little age background about how old I am. But I was watching anything that I can get my information on. Now I just watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. And I was always trying to see how I can get better, So I joined a network marketing program, and I was networking and things like that. So I figured I was on my way. And the guy said, if you're not making $10,000 a month in 6 months, then it's something that you're not doing right. So 6 months passed, a year passed, and I wasn't making $10,000 a month. I actually didn't reach $10,000 a month, a $10,000 check in network marketing until years later. But that's another story. Well, just to kind of share the story, I remember hearing a person's words, and he said that where you are right now is a sum total of what you've been thinking. And I said, wow, where I am right now is a sum total of what I've been thinking. So I was driving down the street in my neighborhood. I pulled over. I looked around. I looked at the type of car that I had. I looked at the area that I was in. I looked at the relationships that I had currently. And I asked myself, is this the life that I want? And really what I wanted was freedom. Freedom to be able to do what I wanted to do, when I wanted to do it, with who I wanted to do it with, for how long I wanted to do it with, go where I wanted to go. If you ask me, hey, do you want to go to New York right tomorrow, I wanted to say, yeah, I'll go to New York with you tomorrow. That's how I want to live my life. I don't want to live my life with any type of limitations. So in order for me to do that, that's going to take a lot of money. So I looked around at that time when I heard those words, and I looked at my situation and I said, you know what, I got to do better. So I actually broke down and I was crying, like tears breaking down. And it wasn't because I was just unhappy with my situation, but it was really that I got excited because for that time it hit me. And I knew if I do this one thing that I would change my life. And I had already started doing a little bit of it then. It's just that it's something called seed time and harvest. It's not going to happen immediately. And I want to share with you what this one thing is. And since then, my life has literally changed. Since I heard those words, I have a lifestyle pretty much where I can do whatever I want to do, when I want to do it. I still got a lot of room for growth. So I'm not saying I'm there. I don't know if we actually are ever there. I have friends from all types. I got all different types of friends who run big successful businesses, earns a lot of money, and they basically have the freedom that I wanted. And my whole life has changed. And I wanted to kind of share with you what I believe is the key, to changing your life. And the key is to have a certain level of understanding. But this is the one key. And the key is you must change your environment. You must change the environment. And what I mean by that, change your environment to what you want your environment to be. So you have to imagine yourself, what do you want your life to look like? You got to really sit back and say, what do I want my life to look like? What do you really want? Really, really think about that. What do you really want? Sit back and put some time into that and say, what do I want? And then you want to get on the same energy as the environment that you want. So, for example, if you want the nice cars, a nice home, you got to get on that energy. If you want to be a successful business person, you got to get in that energy. If you want to have your dream job, you got to get in that energy. So, what's getting in that energy? Getting in the energy is actually getting in the environment. You know, if you don't have any friends that's where you want to be, you got to find some new friends. Change your environment. If you don't have any new friends, or you say, I don't have any friends, start reading the books. Change the environment. You have to change the environment to get to where you want to go. And I was reading this guy. This is a billionaire guy. I was reading about. I got a book that I was recently reading, and it's a book that studies the top investors in the world right now. Some of the top investors in the world. And this is one of the investors said. He said, to live successfully in the outer world, it is important to live successfully in the inner world. The friends, the associates, the opportunities, careers, and life experiences of our outer world are reflections of what is happening within us. So whatever we see, that if you look at your life, you can and look at what's showing up. Look at the results that's showing up. The results that's showing up is a reflection of your inner world. That's a reflection of what you've been thinking. Now, guess what? In order to change what you've been thinking, you have to change your environment. What's the environment? It's our friends, it's our associates at work. It's the what we see on YouTube, what we stream on social media and TV. All of that stuff is our environment, and that shapes us. And and I would like to say, from my observation, most of that information, the friends, the TVs, the social media, most of it is negative. So if all you putting in your mind is negativity, then what's going to show up? Negative results. It's going to be things that you don't want to show up in your life. And that's what I experienced, was the one thing that I had to do. I had to get my inner self right. In order to get my inner self right, I had to change my environment. I had to change what's being put into my mind. I had to change, what I'm streaming, what I'm reading, who am I associating with? Because if I wanted to associate with individuals, if I wanted to be an individual that was free, I wanted to associate with individuals who was already where I wanted to be, who can show me something, who can teach me something. So that's what I did. I started hanging around individuals and associating myself with individuals who had a lifestyle that I desired, who lived the way I wanted to live, who can just go where they wanted to go, who made all types of money. You have to decide whatever type of money that you want to make, the amount of money that you want to make. But I start associating myself with those individuals. And naturally, now I have information that's coming into my mind that's not totally negative. And the big difference that I found between those who are not achieving what they want to achieve and those who are doing the opposite and achieving all their goals and dreams, living the life they want, have the nice relationships, have the nice whatever it is that they want to get, is that they think and get emotional about what they want all the time. Their mind is always focusing on the things that they want, while everybody else, their mind is focused on a lot of things that really doesn't matter. And most of the things that doesn't matter, or a lot of the things that they are focusing on, are things that they don't want to happen in their life, negative things. Gossip about some celebrities and what's happening in these person's lives, and ooh, look what happened over there. Who won the football game? Stuff like that. It's a lot of things that we're focusing on really doesn't have anything to do with our well-being. While the top people are focusing on things that they want, how they want their life to be, how they can get better. So once I associated and put myself in that environment, I started to make change. So I'm gonna come out with a series of videos that's going to break this down. Break it down in the most simplest form for you to be able to get this information as far as putting yourself in the right environment. Because although it seems simple, which it is simply said, is not easy. It's simple to put yourself in the right environment, but it's not easy, because we have something called programming, and we've been programmed, and we actually feel good when we're in that familiar environment. But it's an environment that's not conducive to our success. It's an environment that's not going to be in alignment with what the frequency that we want to be on, the energy that we want to be on, the goals that we want to have. We gotta get into a whole nother environment. And it's a system to do that. It's a simple system that you apply. And once you apply it, and get into the system and get into the rhythm, your life will literally change. Literally change. I know it. It's not even up for debate. It's not theory. It's fact. It's fact because it's changing my life, and my life is still changing from where I was to where I am now. And then it's a fact in everybody else's life that I see that's achieving their goals and dreams, who I associate with myself, who's just living extraordinary lives. And I wanted to share this information because I know it's some people out there that can benefit from it. So with that, I'll see you on the next video.